Hey, this is Retired Geek Woman, Adventures with Rianne and Stardew Valley, Retired Slow Play, part number 87. We are in fall, day number 9 of year number 3. As we start our morning chores, I want to welcome all my new subscribers. This is so exciting for me to see that I have so many people that find what I'm doing interesting, and I truly mean that. We're going to start our morning chores, and I'll do a little bit of housekeeping and things as we do those morning chores. I wanted to take a look out here. We got some mail. Let's check this out. Your dedication is truly impressive. Only a select few managed to acquire complete Rarecrow collection. Please accept a blueprint to commemorate your achievement. The ZC Scarecrow Society, a deluxe scarecrow recipe. So what that means is we now have a recipe to make a Rarecrow, a deluxe scarecrow. Check that out. So, because, like I mentioned before, because we've collected all 8, and that happened in our previous episode where we got the last one, we were sent a recipe for another one. So the Stardew Valley Fair is coming. We need to gather 9 items to showcase our talents, and you win prizes if you win that contest. So there's a few little things like that. Lots of events. Usually there's a couple events per season, and I will participate in them. The first full year of this playthrough, I went to every single one of them. So if I miss one and you want to know what it's about, you can go back and look at those episodes to see. Some of them I will go to now, some of them I will skip. Sometimes there's reasons that I want to go to them. Sometimes there's no reason that I want to go. So that's the long of a short of it. So while I was starting to say that, you know, when I decided to do this channel, I really had no idea if I'd have anybody that would want to watch at all. And it, as I explained to my son, who was really heavily, a lot of people were encouraging me, but he kind of pushed me over the top with his comments. You know, basically, people, there's millions and millions of YouTube channels out there, and a huge amount of them are gameplay or game YouTube channels. So my question to myself was, why would I do one? What would be different enough that it would make it interesting? And what I came up with is that I don't see people doing slow plays. All of the ones that I saw were min-maxing, power gaming, how to get to the end, how to get rich fast. You know, there's one out there that how to get to $1 billion in your first year. I mean, that, to me, that just misses the whole point of a game like this that's relaxed. I have very little fighting involved, and it's like I never saw what I was doing, and in some cases I would look at these channels to get some information or learn things about a game I was either playing or gone to play, and it was just too much. Like, there's one that had another game that I have, I'll talk about, that's on my channel. I watched some live streams of this person, and within 80 hours they had completed most of the content, and it was like, okay. And then they've moved on to like 5 games or more since I started watching their channel. I'm thinking, okay, I'm at like 5% or 10% of the game that I was watching that person for. So I just saw there was something there. There was something missing in the YouTube channels that I was looking at. And then I thought, well, are there going to be anybody else like me? And the affirmation I'm getting is the subscribers who are watching this right now. So thank you so much for doing so. It means more than I can tell you. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Give those videos a like. Comments below are more than welcome. All those things help you to like me better and gives me more affirmation that I'm doing something that other people are finding interesting. I also want to mention that sometime during this video, I'm going to give you a secret word of the day. So I want you to take that secret word of the day and create a sentence down below in the comments using that secret word. Do not say the secret word is this. I don't want that. I want you to be creative and make a sentence. And no, that wasn't my own idea. I found that on another channel and thought, now that is fun and cool. Because I was thinking, okay, how can I use that word in a sentence? They just said put it down below. They didn't say be creative. But when I was thinking about it, I was like, what could I do that might be a little bit different? And the answer is be creative. So I look forward to your comments sometime in this video. I'm not going to tell you when. It will not flash up on the screen. I'm going to tell you the secret word. So be listening for that and use it in the comments down below. So that's kind of most of my housekeeping. I've kind of rushed along this time with it. Just realized that we're going to have a really good time with this game. I want to mention that I do have a community tab on my main channel, and that's where I'm going to send messages and talk to my subscribers in a group. It's really hard to do while I'm talking, and if people don't watch the video, then they don't hear me. But if you go to the community tab, there's going to be messages there that you may want to get. That will include things like if I'm going to add a game, if I'm going to change my schedule. Sometimes I post pictures of my kitty cats and other information that I have for you. On the About tab is my schedule, and my current upload schedule as of this video is on Mondays and Fridays. I upload an episode of Stardew Valley, and it is at 11 a.m. American Eastern Time. On Wednesdays, I upload an episode of another game called Kenseed at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And Kenseed is a very interesting game. It's been compared to Stardew Valley for a lot of reasons. I understand why. It's a life farm simulation game, and there's villages, and so as far as Kenseed is concerned, it's a little bit different. It's a lot different. The graphics are different. Stories are different. What the player does is different. It's got a lot of differences about it, but it's the closest thing that you can really compare it to as far as the type of game that it is. So I encourage you to check it out. It's a new game. It only got released in December of 2022, which is a little over 6 months ago at the time of this recording. And I started to mention that before. You know, a blind playthrough for me would be terrifying. A true blind playthrough would be terrifying because you never know what you're going to get. And so I decided, I have played a little bit ahead. I started playing that game because I thought it sounded fun, but then I realized that I had to share the game with you guys. It's just like Stardew Valley, where it's like I played that game and said, okay, what games do I want to share with my subscribers? And the answer is ones that I absolutely love. So some of them you may have heard of, some of them you may have not. And so we'll kind of go from there. What I decided to do today is I mentioned that we're really, really, really low on iron ore. And so I had double checked the wiki, which there is a link down below of the wiki, and I encourage you to use it unless you just like to figure things out all on your own. I needed to figure out where I could get iron ore in the highest concentrations because we were so low on it. And the answer was starting at level 70 and going forward of the mine. So hopefully we will get a lot. In the meantime, we need the stone badly. So we're going to get stone and iron ore is what we're really looking for. Anything else we get is kind of a bonus. So I love that big stone slab up there. Look how fast we can hit that. 1, 2, 3 hits with our beautiful pickaxe. And we are going to have creatures in here that are a little bit more annoying, but not horribly. We've got pretty good, I guess, armor is the closest thing I can just talk about. You wear boots. You can see boots and rings are your armor, and what swords you have. I have the best sword in the game at this point. We can make stronger swords much, much, much later in the game, very late game. But for now, this is a very powerful sword. So it's going to do what we need it to do, and that is kill these annoying creatures that are in our way to get it from us getting our goal, which is 1, 2, 3 stone. 10 pieces of stone with just 3 hits. Isn't that wonderful? So what's happening here is I've got the volume turned way down on the game sound because I don't want to have any problems with copyright issues and things like that. So I've got it turned way down so you can't really hear it, but I could hear the bats coming. So when I hear the bats coming, it's like, okay, where are they coming from? Let me get my sword ready. So that's why you see me stop sometimes and grab my sword. It's because I want to make sure that I'm getting rid of those pesky bats or whatever it is that's coming towards me. So again, I'm just basically clearing these levels out, looking for stone. We've only got 5 ore. It is only 3:40 p.m., so we got plenty of time. Hopefully that'll give us time to get a nice supply of ore going. There's nothing in particular that I'm needing the stone for. I mean, nothing's come to mind. It's like, oh, I need ore and I don't have, I'm sorry, I need stone and I don't have it. What I don't want to happen is to like, oh my gosh, I need X number of stone and I don't have it. So I don't want that to happen. So it's worth it to take some time, a day or two or whatever, and kind of get that stone supply up and get that iron ore supply up. Back up, because we've just been, you know, making bars, and like all of a sudden we're really low. I never understood what these glass things are. They're just in the way. You don't get anything for them. I don't understand them. It's like usually there's a reason for everything that you're seeing. Oh, a nice big one. Yeah. Oh, did you see that? That skeleton threw a bone at me and hit me in the head. Rude. So let's go down and get rid of your little friend down here. So I don't like the skeletons just because they throw things at you, but you get bone fragments. Eventually we're going to need bone fragments for things as a resource, so we're hanging on to what we're finding. So again, from the very beginning I've said this, that you need to pretty much save anything you can get. In the very beginning, we had to sell things that we really should have held on to because we didn't have any money. We're talking, you know, we had, what, 500 is what we started with? Something like there was 100. I think it's 500 is what you start with. So that's not very much money. And we needed it. We needed every penny we can get. Oh, a frozen geode. Nice. Actually, I think we got 2. Perfect. So at this point, I mean, after we started making money and our farm started making money, then we can afford to start keeping everything that we find and scavenge and forage for and earn. Everything that we could possibly get. There's a bat. Go away, bat. Bat wings, unfortunately, are a resource that we're going to need, so we're going to put them away. So anyways, you know, we pretty much have to... Oh, this is a wonderful level. Look at all these. Each of those big ones is 10. There we go. So you just got to hang on to everything that you find. That's one of the number one tips, that if I was giving tips of this game, that's what I would say. Hang on to everything you possibly can, because you don't know how or when you're going to need it. I mean, who knew we would need bat wings for something? Well, we do. So, I mean, you haven't seen it yet, I don't believe, but you will. So we end up with all kinds of recipes, all kinds of reasons and things that we need. Oh, good, we got some gold ore. I'm still wanting iron ore, but we'll take gold because we don't have very much of that either. So hang on to everything that you find. Save it for a rainy day. You never know where you're going to need it. And I've said this from the beginning of our 87 episodes, that Stardew Valley has made hoarders of us all. We have to keep everything, or at least a good bit of everything. And that's okay. We're making money other ways now. So as you can see, we have over 364,000. So that's really good. We have enough money for anything we might need. That is a necessity. There's some luxury items coming up, but we're not ready for those yet, and it will come in time. So for right now, I think we're sitting pretty good on the money that we need, and I'm very happy about the way things are going so far. And I think I've mentioned before, there's so many different ways you can play this game, and that's one of the beauties of a true sandbox game. I mean, I've seen so many that call themselves sandbox games, and you know, they don't seem to really be sandbox games, meaning you really have to do this. You wouldn't have to do any of this. You can decide you want to be a fisherman and do nothing but fish, if that's what you want. You don't have to follow the main storyline if you don't want to. There's nothing that makes you do that. You can be a farmer and do only farming. You can ignore the villagers if you want. So there's so many different ways of playing. There's no one way. There's no one right way. So this is my way. My goals are to reach 100% perfection, meaning I have done 100%, I've accessed 100% of the content in the game. That is my goal for this playthrough. And part of that is you be friends with all of the villagers, you have a successful farm, you kill an X number of creatures, and we'll find out how to do that more later. I mean, there's just there's so many things that you can do to achieve that goal. And that's my goal. I want to share that with you. That was the whole point of this playthrough, is to get to that 100%. So I'm very excited about that. So here we are at level 76. It's 10:30. We're doing okay. We're not getting as much iron ore as I would like. I don't know if we're on a bad luck day. Luck plays into all kinds of things that I don't understand. But we're getting a little, and we're getting a lot of bat wings. That's awesome. We're getting a lot of stone, which was really the number one reason for me coming here. But the iron ore was kind of a bonus. We're getting some. We've got, what, 19? But we're getting a lot of stone, which we desperately needed. So I'm feeling so much better about our supply of stone. And there's some iron ore here, finally, thankfully. And a daggone skeleton here. I'm like, how can I get to him? Because he's throwing bones and hitting me in the head. My energy's getting a little bit low, but that's okay. We're about done. I did want to get these other pieces of ore. I got 3 with that one hit. That was good. 3 with that one. Awesome. So, you know, that gets us up over 20 and over 200 stone now. So I was very happy to see that. When I got to, I was going to leave at this level, but oh, there was 2 more. So I thought I'll go ahead and grab that. So we didn't do too awfully bad. We got 27 pieces. So that's not bad. We'll have to do this again soon. But it's getting us going in the right direction. I hate it when it says it's getting late. That makes my heart start racing. If you're not in bed by 1 o'clock, you don't get all your energy back when you sleep. And if you fall asleep at 2 a.m., you have to pay $1,000 for someone to pick you up and put you in bed. And that ticks me off, because that just means I'm not paying attention. And I don't like not paying attention. So that's bad on me when that happens, and it annoys the crud out of me. So I try very hard not to let it happen. So there's some copper. Got a little bit of iron ore, and our stone is back up to, what is it, 750 something? So I'm very happy with that. We got 2 frozen geodes that we could take to Clint, and oh good, our jade is ready. Now, jade is an item that was a mineral that we are saving. We're up to 15. We need to keep those propagating because we're going to need them. We can, on certain days of the week, and I can never remember which, I got to figure it out. We can trade those jades for staircases. Staircases can be crafted using stone, or we can trade jade for it. Jade's free coming out of that crystallarium. So we are going to use staircases when we have to do this icky quest from Mr. Key to get down to level 25 of the Skull Cavern. So I've hinted about that off and on. We're getting closer to that, getting ready to do that. That's kind of what I've been preparing for, saving up our jade. So when we get enough jade, oh, look at this. Yes, Harvey's such a sweetheart. Oh, you didn't have to be a bachelor forever, Harvey. You're just a sweet guy. You're my fella. So when we get enough jade and we get enough staircases saved up that I can comfortably get down to level 25 of Skull Cavern, we're going to do it. I hate Skull Cavern. It is much more of a battle area, and but we can avoid it by using the staircases. So we will be seeing that very soon. Maybe when the winter comes, I don't know. I haven't decided when. And 2 iridium ore, we'll take it. I haven't decided when, but we got to make sure that there's plenty of staircases to pop down to those levels, and then who knows what Mr. Key will have us do after that. He's kind of a fascinating character, don't you think? They call him the mysterious Mr. Key, and he is mysterious. You can see that we've got a few pumpkins that have popped, and the Junimals are collecting them. And once they're done collecting them, I can count them up, and then I know how many more we need to plant. It's only the 10th of the month, so we got 18 days left of the year. Oh, good, some more stone. No, normally I would not say, oh, good, more stone. In this case, oh, good, more stone. I'm glad that we got stone. So anyway, we're going to get this all figured out. This will be a journey that we're going to share together. Mr. Key's an interesting character, and we don't even know what he's all about yet. But we're going to find out in the near future. We are, I would say, still pretty early game at this point as far as where we're at. It's only year, we're in year 3 coming up. We're still in the fall of year 3. So that's pretty early game still. And, you know, there's so much more that we need to get to and to see, and we will. I'm not in a rush to get or see it. But there's a lot, so stay with me. I know a lot of people have been surprised at what they've seen because they haven't played Stardew Valley before. I love your comments. Thank you so much. So yeah, there's a lot to see. There's a lot to experience, and we're going to see it and experience it together. So I'm not a real big fan of the fall season. Everything's all brown. I hate that. Checking the greenhouse, but it's okay. I really hate the winter because everything's white. The ground gets covered in snow and it stays that way the entire season. But we got things that we can do in the wintertime because we don't have to plant, we don't have to gather. And so anyway, it's kind of it is a different time of year. Checking out this Chad, we do have some gold star quality wines. So that you have to go 54 days from no stars to iridium stars. And so it takes quite a while, but it is very, very worth it. I've said this before, I do have different revenue streams in my game. I don't like doing the same old thing. It's so funny, I had seen someone was complaining that they were bored in Stardew Valley. All they do is raise ancient fruit, grow ancient fruit on their entire farm. That's it. And they're bored. I'm thinking, okay, that is an easy fix. Stop raising only ancient fruit. I mean, look at all the variety I have. Look at the revenue streams. Oh, fairy rose honey. All right. Fairy rose honey is the most lucrative honey. So I love it in the fall when we can plant those fairy roses. It takes forever to get them, but man, is it worth it. So I've got honey. I'm growing produce, all kinds of produce. I'm growing ancient fruit, and I've got fruit trees. So I've got animals making artisan goods for me, and I'm processing them in the sheds and stuff. There's just so many different ways to make money, and I like doing the variety of ways of making money. I think that's fun too. So to me, if you don't want to be bored, then make a variety. To me, it's fun, and it's a challenge. I saw someone that said that it's a waste of time to make your own seeds. Really? I think it's very cost effective, and it's fun to me. I don't mind doing that. So I'm thinking, okay, what else? I noticed that I had a cranberry plant that was missing. I'm not sure if I think it got stolen by the crows. That's the only thing I can think of. So right now I'm just going to propagate some of these seeds real quick. I don't remember how many I needed, but I didn't think it was a lot. But pretty soon this whole field is going to pop. And when it does, we are going to need seeds like crazy because one of my goals is to have a self-sufficient farm. A self-sufficient farm to me means I don't have to buy anything to keep it going. Anything that I can craft, find, forage, any way that I can get. There's that cranberry. I needed to replace that one, and I'm not sure why that I had to do that. So anyway, so a self-sufficient farm, that would mean no seeds from Pierre's. I've heard people say it's a waste of time. Not if you're not in a rush. Not if you find that doing a retired slow play and enjoying the game in a slow, relaxed manner, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So very soon, hopefully in year number 4, I thought I'd be year number 3, but I haven't achieved that. I'll never have to buy seeds again. So starting about the 15th of the month, then I start running my produce through the seed makers, and by the end of the month, I have all the seeds I need for the next season. That's what we're shooting for. It's going to take a little while, and that's okay. It's like, why did I do that? I got seeds right over there. So eventually, this chest right here is going to have tons and tons and tons of pumpkins in it, and that will be okay. So right now you can see that's only 9. I'm going to need, I don't remember how many hundred. I really ought to figure it out. Normally when my farm is in full production, then I am propagating up to 600 seeds to start the following season. So that's why I started about the 15th of the month running my produce through the collector. It's like, okay, checking my stash there, because I'm going to need 600 of them total before the end of the season. So I don't know if it's 300. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've never really counted it. Okay, how many do I actually need? It seemed like that's how many I need. Maybe it's a random number. So I do 600 of my main crop. I do 200 of my secondary crop, which that's what's around the edges of the farm planting area. And that is going to be the things that have multiple harvests. So that's what that is. I was looking at that deluxe scarecrow. I thought, hey, let's make one. We hadn't done that yet, so I thought, let's make one real quick, see what it looks like. So I didn't know where I'll put it. I don't know if I've got good coverage or not. I think that the seed must have got, or that plant had gotten stolen before I got my Rarecrow up there on that top left-hand corner. So we'll see. I generally, by the time I got all the scarecrows put around where you're currently seeing them, then I don't have any problems with crows. So I was just kind of looking. I also, the rare ones, I want to see them. So I don't want to be having them hidden behind these trees right here. So I have one that's hidden behind a tree. I'm thinking about possibly moving these trees down, but I'm not sure yet. Haven't made up my mind yet. But I want to put this right there. We can see it. All right. We now have one of every kind of rare crow that you can have. The other ones are the original ones that we could craft, which you can craft those pretty early on, I think, like right away. Maybe it's one you start with. So I was really excited that we finally achieved a goal I had of collecting all of the Rarecrows. Some of these goals that I have are small and some of them are big. I mean, that one took us 87 episodes until we accomplished it. So that's not a problem to me. I wasn't in a rush to accomplish it. I just knew it was something that I could do. I knew it was a goal that I could have. So that's why I was very happy to see that happen. It's like, okay, yes. And so you can see that it is blackberry season. I've got to run around and collect all these blackberries. Again, I like having a variety that I can put in my sheds for different things, and I need to go collect those, and so we have plenty. And I wanted to double check with Robin. You know, she can build buildings and things, but she can also, she has a little shop here where she can sell you things. Now, there's this thing called the Workbench. And what this is you can put it right next to your resource chest, and you can automatically make stuff without having to get the resources out of the chest. So I'm going to go show you this. This is pretty cool. There are so many of these little things that we'll get to, and I just don't have the money and time to get to it all at once. But I felt like it was really time for this one. I'd remembered it, and I thought, okay, let's run up there and grab it. Again, we're doing fine. We got 364,000 gold tucked away, and we're doing just fine. So I thought, okay, let's go ahead and do it. I want to reorganize my chest a little bit and my stuff here. So I'm kind of making room here. And I knew I could move a full chest like left and right, but I thought I could move it backwards. And the way you move chest, this is kind of a newer thing. I think it came with maybe 1.5, I'm not sure, update. Basically you just push on it like I'm doing right now, but apparently you can only move it left and right, I guess. I don't know. I had looked it up once before. I didn't look it up before I was doing this. I thought, okay, this is not working. I'm pushing, and it's not happening. So I want to move this so that I got my kilns in a certain place, my chest in a certain place, and my workbench in a certain place. So I'm like, okay, where am I going to put all of this stuff? So there's my resource chest. That's the chest that, and I thought that's the wrong thing. So my resource, you got to have your workbench next to your resource chest or chests. You can have multiple ones as long as it's near it. I think it has to be either left or right, up or down, something like that. So I'm going to put this right next to my resource chest. Now, if you click on it, look at all the stuff that I can make. I don't have that stuff in my pack. All of those things are in the resource chest. So look at that. That's the wood and the batteries. It says I can make 17 of them right now if I wanted to, because it counts up how many batteries and resources that I had. So that's why I decided to go ahead and purchase that. And so anyway, I thought I was going to need that chest so I'm excited. It's like, oh yes. So this is to me, that's it. Again, it's a little bit at a time. You're making the game easier for yourself. I can make 11 bombs if I wanted to, which I've talked about bombs before. Why use resources to make bombs to go get resources? I'm sorry, that just doesn't make sense. Fertilizer, you can see that tree fertilizer, I have the things that I need. Now, some of these take minerals and other items that are not located in the resource chest. So that's why you're seeing they're grayed out. So I can make them, but I'd have to go get a dwarf gadget, which I probably have a spare one in my artifact chest. So, a lot of these things I can still make if I go get the items. Like I need truffle oil and pine tar, which I don't even think I have any. So you can see how this could be a huge time saver, so you're not having to run around and collect things. So the mixed seeds I've talked about, they are located in the seed chest. So if I wanted to, I could create another chest and put all of these additional resources and things in the chest. Oh, this is called a transmute. You can take iron bars and make a number of iron bars and make a gold bar. So let's say if I have like thousands of iron bars, I don't have any gold bars, I can call what's transmute and make some. So that is going to be a nice improvement that'll make things faster for us as we're crafting. And I don't know how much crafting will do. You never know when you're going to need to make something or when you need something, and I can run right up there and make it. So I was very excited that I could show you that. And I'm kind of looking around and saying, do I want to go clear some more of this area? I still haven't decided what this is going to look like down here yet. And so I was just kind of looking around. I was looking around the farm, which I love to do anyway. So I'm looking here and going, look up my path. I like it that I separated those other trees from the oak trees, which oak resin is so necessary for me for that deluxe speed row, that and our coral. So things are looking pretty good. I'm very happy with how things are looking on the farm. And I've had some really nice comments about that, so I want to thank you, those who have made those comments. I think it looks cool. It's my own design, basically, based on other farms. I was hoping that I could put those things underneath those the crystallarium, and I can't. So I was like, okay, I think I would have to break the crystallarium, and I don't want to lose a jade. So I think I'll wait on that. I don't know what I'm going to do behind the shed yet. I may put in trees, which is I love putting the trees behind the buildings. I think it looks so nice. This area right next to the right and the left of the bee houses, not sure. I'm just kind of looking and making sure that I've got the wood flooring down in the places that I absolutely wanted it down. Don't know. I'm still thinking about ways that I want to finish out the decoration of the farm, I guess. Also, this area to the left, we got another creature coming one of these days, people. Something you've never seen before, another animal, a farm animal. So when we have that farm animal show up, then very likely we're going to have another barn. And unless we move this greenhouse, we would have to have another barn somewhere else. So I'm thinking of putting it down below. That's what I did with the my 11-year example that I'm kind of going off of, blueprint, if you will. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not doing very good placing this flooring here. We have lots of things to think about and to plan for, and that's kind of the fun of it, is planning how and where you're going to do things. What I did right there is I just chopped up the fence beside is it the barn on the right hand side? Yeah, there's a barn there. I just chopped up the fence, which is hardwood fence, which it doesn't give me the fence back, so now I got to make some. But look at our handy thing here. It says, hey, if I want, I can make 438. I don't think we need that many. I just needed a handful to replace that fence. And because I just wanted, I had that other cobblestone path there, and I decided I wanted to put the weathered flooring path. And then I got myself up here and realized, wait a minute, I don't need to come all this way. And then when I hit it, of course, it takes the path up. It's like, what the heck. I just want my animals not to be able to get out. I didn't need the fence to go all the way up and block myself. So we got that, and come on, kitty, get out of the way. When an animal or something's in your way, if you keep walking on it, it'll eventually get out of your way. So now what I want to do is I want to try and put this fence in line with the path that I'm walking on. And I didn't accomplish that. It went the wrong way. So when I hit it, of course, it takes up my wood flooring again. It takes up my fence again. In this case, it gave me it back. And let's see if I can get it right where I want it. Let's see, right there. Yeah. So this way, right in the pathway that I'm walking. And it's a little cumbersome right there, but to me, it's kind of the best pathways. It works the best for me. And we're going to leave it like that. So I was very happy that I think I have almost as much wood flooring down. I am going to put it in some other places. I've got, little things like that to tweak. I need to get rid of all of these torches. I'm going to replace them with the lamp posts, which I absolutely love. Those are going to go in a lot of places, actually. So, end of our day here, and oh good, we made 11,000. What was that? Oh, the fairy rose honey. Look at that, 680 per. So I love that. That's a good resource. So we made over 11,000, which is great. We are doing so good on our monies. I'm very happy about that. So that takes us up to over 175,000. Today's Jody's birthday. I'm pretty confident we have 100% with Jody. No, we have 8 hearts with Jody. My goal has been to get to 8 hearts with everyone first. That is not an arbitrary amount. The single villagers that are marriage candidates, spouse candidates, you can only get up to 8 hearts with them unless you're trying to date them, in which case you could get 10 and then you can get 14. After you've married them. So 8 is like that first goal. And so that's why I start there. Once I get 8 hearts with everybody, then I will go ahead and work on the rest of them to get maximum. You do not lose hearts with people. You just kind of, you get them to a point and then they're your best friends forever, for life. And I love that. The only people you lose relationship points with is your spouse and the farm animals. So those you have to maintain. And look at those pumpkins. Oh my gosh. I am so excited that we have pumpkins everywhere. So once the Junimos have gathered all of those pumpkins, 7 already more, thank you, Grandpa. Once they've gathered them all, then we're going to start pumping them through the seed maker and replant this field. If we do that, then we don't lose the fertilizer that's underneath. So we're going to make sure that happens today. Harvest day is always exciting for me. It's like my hard work is paying off. So there we go. So all right, guys, and you can see that we have way more than enough fresh grass that they're eating to feed all of our animals. And at this time we still do not have any baby goats that have come our way. And they eventually will. I know they do. All of these animals have been set, all of the barn animals have been set to automatic pregnancies. So they should start happening. I can't imagine why they haven't yet. Because I have an 11-year farm, which is 8 years more than this one is, then it happens because my barn in my other game is full, completely full. So it'll happen eventually. It's just I don't remember it taking this long for it to get started. Someone had suggested this because I only had 1 goat, so I went and bought another goat. So I don't want to buy any more goats. I want them to have the babies. That's so excited when they do. I love that. I kind of hate it when it's over and the barns are full and I don't get to have any more babies. So anyway, that's what we're going to wait on. Looks like our preserve jars are ready. So that's cool. And we got one more thing, got melons. So we're going to grab the melons and go fill up these preserve jars again. We had pickled tomatoes last time. So this time we're going to put melons in there. Melons are more lucrative, and that's fine. Tomatoes are okay. It's just, like I said, I like the variety. I like growing enough produce. I missed one. I knew I had. Because I count them out, I know I have 21. 20 inside and 1 outside. Oh, look at those Junimos. Look at them working. So I know if I start to come out of the shed and I've got 2 of whatever it is left in my hands, I know I've missed one of the jars and have to go back and find it. So it's a methodical thing. It's what I do. So put our cheeses away, and my plan is when the middle row is completely done, I'm going to fill that row with cheese. And eventually we're going to put more casks down there, but I don't have enough produce and such to do that. So it'll be full eventually. We'll make a lot more, and we'll get to it. We'll get around to it. So go ahead, guys, pick them pumpkins. All right, and we got our oak resin is ready. So man, that's awesome news. So what have I got in my way? Something in my way. All of these trees are going to have to come down over here. They're kind of, most of them anyway, they're in my way. So all right, look at the beautiful oak resin. There we go. Yeah, nice. All right, I get so excited when that's ready to be picked or harvested or whatever you do to things that are tapped on a tree. And I'm gonna go put that away and grab my, oh yeah, I've got to go down and get my coral and my rainbow trout. When the rainbow trout hits, usually when it hits 10, I come down here and grab it. I had seen the coral was ready, and I just wanted to grab it. We're not gonna need this coral until the spring, so we're just gonna save it and put it away. And every once in a while, I will make deluxe speed grow, which we will have more than enough. I always try to make sure I've got 600 of that, even though I don't really need that much. But we'll make that, and we'll have sufficient amount. When I have more than 10, when I have 10 rainbow trouts, I take out 2, and that way they'll continue to propagate themselves. Eventually, hopefully, we'll get one of their super secret special items. And it looks like our pumpkins that we want to be in the decorative area are now mature. Now it's a matter of, are they going to turn into a giant pumpkin? The giant crops are random. You have to have 9 plants together that are the same plant, and oh, look at all these, how pretty. If you get them all, it's a random thing. You have to have 9 of the same. You only have 1 crop each season that can do that. The spring is the cauliflower, the summer is the melon, and the fall is the pumpkin. So I don't really want the pumpkin, but if we get one, we'll just leave it until summertime, at which time we'll plant the melons, and maybe we'll get a giant melon. That's my goal. I've always wanted that since I saw it on a screenshot of a farm, and I thought, oh, that is so cool looking, and that's why I do that. So I got one of my goal. That's the first giant cauliflower I've had in over 6 years of playing this game, and I was so excited to see it. It made me super duper happy. So as I said, today is the day we are going to need a lot of pumpkin seeds. A lot. Almost all of those, I believe we got our entire field was planted at one time. And that means we'll have sometimes it seems like, even though you have deluxe speed grow, you have some plants that are behind. And actually, it seemed like we had some plants that were ahead. It's like, wait a minute, I had 1 or 6 of them or so that got popped ahead of time, so that's okay. We just go ahead and replant them. And it takes 10 seconds per seed maker to make your new seeds. And I've heard people complain about that, a waste of time. No, it's not. Not in my world, not in my game. It's not a waste of time. It's a perfectly good use of my time. I'm saving my money. I'm becoming self-sufficient. So I like it. To me, it's very satisfying to me. It's like it makes more money. I don't have to go spend thousands on seeds each season because I'm making my own. So, and I'm kind of that way in real life. Well, I shouldn't say that. I like making my own things if I can. I'm not a crafty person, so but if I was, then I'd be making like all my own clothes and stuff like that. So maybe this is my way of living my dream. So anyway, it's a good use of my 10 seconds of my time. Let's see where we're at. I know we're going to need a lot more, and the Junimos were still harvesting, so I kind of had grabbed what they had gotten so far. And when I get a good little supply here, I'll just run out there, plant them, and then we will go back and forwards. But we'll be able to replant the field before the end of the day for sure. It's only 2:30, and it's the only thing I have for the day. And so we'll definitely get another harvest out of this, so that's awesome. And let's go plant. And how you plant quickly is you just stand and then run. Put your right mouse button, hold it down, and hold your mouse button really close to your character. If you do that, then it just automatically plants whatever you're holding in your hand. So it can go pretty quickly this way. And you cannot automate this, I don't think, at least as far as I know. With the current game, you cannot automate planting, but so it'd be nice because I like automation coming into the game. Certain things like our watering, as soon as I could get sprinklers, it's like, yeah, sprinklers. I mean, as soon as I got my first sprinkler, my watering can basically became almost useless. I water the cat bowl. If I could figure out how to automate the cat bowl to be filled with water, I totally would. Which the only way to automate it, well, there's two ways. Harvey will do it sometimes, and on rainy days it fills it. So you may be wondering, how do we make advancement on the seeds here by putting your produce in? You get 1 to 3 seed packets per produce. So because of that, you're going to be able to make more seeds than you have produce. So eventually it will just keep exploding on itself, and you'll have more than enough. That I can put some in the kegs and the preserve jars and still have plenty. So we're doing good. I'm very happy with where things are. It's like, do I plant there? There was one back there that I couldn't see. I got to do something about in the winter time. I think I'm going to move the sprinklers over one to the left. If I do that, it'll catch all those ones on the side there that are not getting water, and still be able to water the ones to the right. So I just need to move it over one, and that's okay. Everything else on the field is getting water as far as I can tell. And let's see, let's kind of go up here. And so you had those plants that, those are the ones that popped early and we replanted them, so they're still growing. So you can see the new ones that are coming in. And still, because we did this in the same day, we don't have to re-hoe the ground, and we don't have to put down deluxe fertilizer because it stays in the ground for a day. So we're doing super good. Oh, got another mixed seed. How many? Just one. That's okay. Good. Pop that away. Get our mixed seeds are for making fiber, so we hope we get a few more, but not too many, because we want to get pumpkin seeds to this time. And again, pumpkin is the most lucrative fall produce that we have. And I'm not counting the ancient fruits or the star fruits. I'm talking about non-star fruits or ancient fruits. So this is the most lucrative. Oh, good. Another one. What do we get? Got one more. So take that. It's like, come on. I don't know how many more we need. And it really doesn't matter. So we'll just get as many as we can. How's that? And just using the pumpkins that we grew ourselves. So awesome. Hopefully year 4, we won't be buying any more seeds from Pierre. So I'm going to go ahead and see how much we can plant here. And I don't know how many more we got to go. So it's 7 p.m. So we're doing great. Yeah, this is going to easy peasy. We'll be able to plant the whole thing. We may have to go get more seeds. Don't know yet. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. How many I have? 20 now. And so that's okay. That's really okay. Okay, plant them along here. Yep, looks like we got a couple rows, and however many rows our rows are. So that's okay. We'll go pop them in a seed maker. There was one. I like to take a quick look around if I can. I prefer it be daytime because I want to make sure that I get them all planted. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, we need a few more. I hate it when I have like one short. That annoys me. So it's okay. We're going to get plenty. So if you are playing Stardew Valley, I really would like you to tell me how you plant your field. So would you please comment down below? I appreciate that. The secret word of the day is pumpkin or pumpkins. So use the word pumpkin or pumpkins in a sentence and surprise me and be creative. I love it when people do that. Do not say the secret word is pumpkins. That's not what I'm looking for. I want you to play along with me. Don't disappoint me. Make me happy. Make me smile. Make me laugh. Put something about pumpkins in the comments section below, please. And play along because it's fun. We're having fun here. And oh boy, I don't know if that's enough or not. I have a feeling I need some more than that. So let's see here. Yeah, I forgot about this little row right here. And there's this whole row right here. Oh boy. Okay, it's all right. We're gonna make some more. I was like, do I have to do the whole row? Yes, I do. And one right there. So we're gonna get it done. It's only 9:30 p.m. and we got a little bit of time. I generally have people have heard me say that I like to go to bed by 10, and that's true. But sometimes I can't do. I like to say a lot of the times I can't quite make it, and that's all right. I just don't want to stay out too terribly late because we have problems when that happens. But it's okay. We can stay up a little bit late, and especially on planting days, because I want to make sure that I get everything planted. We did really good this fall. We got the entire field planted on day 1 of fall. That is my goal in the future, is to completely plant the field on the first day of the season. It's hard to do sometimes, but oh man, I missed it. Come on, please go back. Go back. Daggone it. It's so embarrassing. Nobody saw that, right? And I wonder if crows took them. No, you dodo head. You didn't plant them. That's what happened. All right, we got a few extra seed packets left. No problem at all. And look at our extra pumpkins. We have way more pumpkins than seeds. Look at that. You know, we have over 100 pumpkins left over after planting our entire field. So that's fantastic. I'm happy about that. So we're going to get a whole nother harvest of those pumpkins. So hey guys, thanks so much for following along. I appreciate each and every one of you. You really make my day. Every day I check and there's new people. I'm so excited. So thank you for following me along. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you like what I'm doing with my videos, please give it a like. I appreciate that. And comments are always welcome. The most important thing is I want you to have a wonderful rest of your day.